between the 28th and the 30th of July, we're going to run a workshop together on Magnetic Island called Constellations. And I would like to ask your opinion about what you think makes Constellation so special.
Yeah, I think what I love about Constellation and what makes it special is that you come together as a group and you don't know each other at the start, but it's like you go deep sea fishing together because there's intimate parts of yourself that get shared, and because there's trust that forms very quickly within the group. Whatever it is that's really at the base or the core or the heart of any issue that's in your life can be looked at with a lot of support from the group. You really do bond with each other because these people can represent your mother, your son, your heart. They can represent death, they can represent love, they can represent time, they can represent all of these things, whatever it is that needs to be looked at. And often what's going on in our lives starts back multiple generations ago. And so we can go back in time. It's like with this group, you can go back to where this issue was first activated and has come down your genetic hereditary line. So you can get to the cause of the issue and deal with it in that time so that things are unblocked and can flow with ease and with love into who you are now in your life. And then you have the experience of that, and you get to see that, you get to feel it, you get to take it with you. It's a very real thing.
Yes.
I think that's what I love about it.
Thank you. And what was your personal experience that made you choose to practice Constellation?
I'd worked as a therapist in mental health and in private practice for many, many years, and I'd done my family therapy training, and I'd been the manager of a mental health service. And I always felt like there was something missing from my family therapy training. And I was looking for something that included ritualism as part of a healing process.
Yeah.
And when I looked at all the other schools of family therapy, there was the symbolic experiential school of family therapy that had some of that. But my first experience of a constellation is what really hooked me. And I went, I have to know more about this. How does it work?
Yeah.
Was I turned up to a workshop, similar to the workshop that we're running. And there was a group of strangers there. And the facilitator asked, is there anybody who would like to look at an issue in their family? And I said, yeah, I would. There's a lot of disconnection in my family.
Yeah.
My father is disconnected from his father. My brother and I, even though we get along quite well and we love each other, we don't really seem to have anything that connects us. We're like chalk and cheese, and we could be living on different sides of the world, and we're only an hour and a half away from each other. So the facilitator asked me to choose members of my family. And so I asked somebody to be my father, somebody to be my brother, my mother. And when the facilitator checked in with each of these representatives, after I had placed them in the room where they are in relationship to each other, I couldn't really believe what I saw. Because the person who represented my father started holding their back and had they needed a walking stick, or they said they had pain in their left leg, and they said, I feel like I'm really heavy and like I'm carrying a lot of weight, and I've got pain in my knee and in my back, and my father has morbid obesity.
Yeah.
Has a back injury and needs a walking stick for his knee.
Wow.
And then it went to every other member of my family, and the information was exactly the same.
Yes.
So my brother used to smoke quite a lot of marijuana, and the person who represented my brother said, I feel like I'm in a fog, I'm in a haze, I'm just like looking out there, I feel like I'm stoned. And I just went, how is this possible?
Yes.
With that sort of addiction his whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when it got to my grandfather and my grandfather's grandfather, I could see back where the disconnection started.
Yeah.
So, and I realized that I didn't want to pass that disconnection on to my children and to my grandchildren. And I really wanted it to stop with me.
Yes.
And so I was able to do that in this process. And now I have a really close connection with both my son and daughter. And I think that pattern just would have been passed from one generation to the next implicitly. It gets downloaded through our procedural memory, and it gets done on an unconscious level. And by looking at it in a constellation, it all became really explicit.
Yes.
Yeah, tangible. You could go back to the person that it started with, and it could be healed with them, and then it could be healed in the next generation, and then healed with me, and then it's healed with my children.
Yes. So the effect was quite profound. Is that's what I'm hearing, that you could actually see the result in your daily life?
I had quite a profound experience. I've got goosebumps now thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was quite an activating event for me. Like, I'm a person who is usually very professional, is easily able to hide behind a role.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was really vulnerable, like being stripped back to my core and then re-put back together at a cellular level. So I was a little bit, shaken up by it. And I remember the facilitator saying, just go outside, be with a tree. I thought, what the hell is she talking about? This doesn't make any sense to me. And so I remember I was still trying to regulate my breathing. I walked out into the backyard, and I can see why nature is so important. And we have the perfect spot in nature for this constellation.
Yeah.
But I remember I was trying to get control of my breathing, and it was windy outside, and I could feel and see all this wind blowing through all the trees around me. And then the stillness just washed over me, and I saw this tree out the corner of my eye, and I went up to it.
Yeah.
And there was just this serenity and this peace through my entire being, and everything that I saw around me was at peace. And I looked at the branches on this tree, and I could see each little group of leaves that came out were all the generations of my family. Right. And I could see which leaf was me, which leaf was my son, which leaf was my daughter. And I just felt connected to all living things. So it was quite a spiritual experience. So I'd gone from being completely disconnected to my family now to connected to everything.
Right. Fantastic. Beautiful.
And then it was from that moment on that I just went, wow, I feel like I'm forever changed, and I need to understand more about how this works and where it came from. And that led me on a quest.
Yes.
And I've been doing it ever since.
Ever since. That's beautiful.
I love it. I see the profound changes in people, and I don't know any other therapy that gets results this quickly.
Thank you very much for elaborating on that. That is really beautiful. Thank you. Can you give us a little bit of an idea of what themes we might cover?
Sure. So, look, we all belong to a family, and we're relational beings. We don't exist in a vacuum. You never see a baby on its own. It belongs to someone. And we grow up in a family system, in a particular birth order. So I think any issues related to relationships is the main thing straight away that comes to mind. Yeah. So it's good for couples. It's good for healing ruptures when there's been conflict or tension or disconnection in relationships. If there's been repeated patterns in relationships, one marriage to the next. Yeah. This is something that has been repeated. These patterns get repeated for a reason. Yeah. And because there's something that is unresolved, or something that is still conflict within us. And Constellation helps to be able to see that, take it from being something that's unknown or implicit to being clearly seen, and
then we can address it. Yeah.
So anyone who has troubles with intimacy, people who have had affairs, if your coping style is to exaggerate negative emotions and you have trouble standing on your own 2 feet, and you kind of act like you need rescuing, or people abandon you.
Yeah.
You're too high maintenance or too much for people. I think it's perfect for anyone who has like we'd call that like an ambivalent resistant attachment style.
Yeah.
That you kind of want connection, but you push it away because you're scared of it. Perfect for those sort of people. Perfect for people with avoidant attachment styles where intimacy is a bit of a struggle and you prefer to be overly independent or self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And then so relationships would be the main thing.
Yeah.
But apart from that, health issues, finances, things to do with your business.
Yeah.
Really anything can be looked at. If there's issues with mental illness in your family, if there's been suicide, if there's been grief, if there's been any kind of addiction, if you're worried about a loved one, definitely come along.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So that means you can actually also work with your family, even though they might not be present at the time.
Yeah. I had this
doctor, with people. Yeah.
From Magnetic Island. We were running the workshop, said to me, she goes, "It sounds like family therapy, except your family doesn't get in the way." And I went, "That's exactly what it is."
Yes, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And I think the question how participants will benefit from this workshop has basically already been answered by your elaboration.
Yeah, look, I can see that people will leave this and they'll wonder what the heck has happened.
Yes, yes, yeah. I think it was a weekend to be very remembered.
Yeah.
The rest of your life. The constellation work that I've been involved in also were just so memorable that it's something you take with you for.
You develop a very special bond with people very, very quickly. And you take that felt sense of support with you. So the bonding that happens in that group then can be replicated in your life.
Yes.
And actually connect with your own community.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we all come from, like humans, we're designed to belong. So we ideally would thrive in the conditions where there's a village, a clan, or a tribe. And that's like what we have in this.
Yes.
And so once you've experienced that, you know what it is that you need to create in your life afterwards when you go back to your home.
Yeah. Well, thank you for elaborating on that. And so the dates for the workshop?
Yeah, it's 28th to the 30th of July. So there's about 6 weeks left and we still have room for participants if they want to come along. They just have to email at Matt, MattDilges, DILGES @gmail.com. That's mattdilges@gmail.com. Or they can email you
on Sea of Harmony at hotmail.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or they could just ring us probably or text.
Yeah.
My number's 0400 40 2381. And your number
is 0419 35 3405.
Perfect. Yeah. So we've got time. People want to contact, just do it now. Even if you've got a question, if there's something that is stirring in your, your instincts will guide you to be with us.
Yes, that's right. And if it feels resonating, come and give us a call, and we, Yeah.
I don't think it's something that you like tick off your bucket list. I think it is something that you feel called to come. Like it's the right time, or I'm ready, or really want to be there, and that they're the people that we want to have.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, people that are ready to work on their issues and improve their lives, and make a change. Yeah,
and even if there's not like an obvious issue, you can just come with your intention about what it is that you want, how you want things to be in your life, because our time here is so short, like it's a blip, and you don't want to have the time that you've left being obstructed or dominated by things from the past. You just want to be able to clear all of that and really own your life and step into it fully. Yeah,
with enthusiasm and all the strength that you Yeah.
Well, to experience that heaven can be right here, right
Yeah.
now for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being in the now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be present with people that are surrounding you. Yeah.
Yeah. And open to receive love and to be able to give love freely without any entanglements.
Yes. Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you so much. That's
Yeah, my pleasure.